Yo guys, good morning. It is Sunday, November 3rd. We are going to go for a drive in my 2015 Subaru WRX. We will start off with a cold start. What's good, YouTube? How's it going, Instagram? LoseWRX/Lose Motivation checking in. We are in my 2015 Subaru WRX. Why don't we start off with a second gear pull? Still enjoying the car, still enjoying life, and taking each day as they come, as always. I hope you guys are all having a nice Sunday. Hope you guys handled the time change. Now me, I always wake up early no matter what, whether it's a time change, whether it's a weekend or weekday. I'm always up early, roughly between 4 and 5 a.m. no matter what time I go to sleep. So it doesn't really affect me all that much. I'm an early riser, and that's just how I am. So I figured we'd check in, do a nice little video, a drive and talk, and just enjoy the moment and talk about life. So I think what everyone's talking about right now, and one thing that I'll tell you is I never really talk about politics, whether it be on YouTube or Instagram. I just don't talk about it. It always involves an argument or some kind of never-ending comment war back and forth, so I don't really talk about politics. And I'm not even going to say the candidates' names because we all know who they are, but whether you vote for the male or the female, the way I see it is no matter what, whoever wins, whether it's him or her, someone's going to be upset, someone's going to be happy, someone's going to be pissed off, and it's really not going to make any difference because I really don't really have control of whether who wins or not. But one thing I kind of always thought about is why not, instead of actually having the president be a person, why don't we just have the president be an animal, right? I mean, like, what if just take this for instance. Let's say the president is a deer, okay? So we got this deer. The deer's name is Bambi. That's our president. Now, realistically, in your own mind, you'd be like, well, what are you talking about? How is a deer going to run this country? What I'm trying to say is, I think they should have a system where we have an animal, whether it be a deer, a lizard, a dog, a cat, a bear, whatever. Why don't we just have it be an animal? And the way laws get voted into effect in like policies and all that stuff is we as the people of the United States of America, we vote for what we agree upon, and whoever gets the most votes for whether it be a law, rights, whatever thing, money, economy, jobs, immigration, anything, like everybody votes, and whoever gets the most votes is how each law gets put into effect. That's just what I think, because you know, I'm 40 years old now, which is considered middle age. I've been through a lot of presidents, I've been through a lot of mayors here in the Illinois area, and no matter who gets voted into office, I always feel like everyone's kind of got like this saying that they're going to do this or do that, and sometimes those things that they say are going to happen just do not come into effect. So people then later regret who they voted for, and we go back to square one in terms of not being happy with who we voted for, this, that, or why are the gas prices so high, or why is this happening, why is the economy so bad, why are the taxes so high, what's with the tariffs. I mean, there's a large multitude of things that are affected by who gets in the office. And the way I see it, like in my own realist mind, is that you really can't even trust a politician. Honestly. As an example, like I said, I live in the Midwest. I live in Illinois. I've lived here for probably a good past 24 years of my life. And out of all the mayors we've had of Chicago, going back in time, for those of you who are in the Illinois area, I know a few of my Instagram followers are either in Chicago or the Illinois area. I always felt like the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Daley, now that was back in the, I want to say late 90s. When he was the mayor of Chicago, I think Chicago was fine. I mean, the city was safe. I remember as a child, with my family, we would go out to Chicago, the city, we'd see Lake Michigan, we'd walk around, it'd be at nighttime, and I felt safe. I felt safe as a kid. Like, I feel like it's a safe city. I mean, things were going well, there was less problems than there are today, and I kind of felt like Mayor Daley was an excellent mayor of Chicago. And I don't want to just make this video about the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Daley, but because I know a lot of people don't really live in Illinois, but just as an example, I think that he was a great mayor, and I think during that time period of late 90s, early 2000s, things were in the right direction. And these days with politics, going back to presidents, now I've lived through Bush, I've lived through Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, President Trump. I mean, all these politicians, whether you like them or hate them, and I'm not going to say who I liked and who I disliked, there's always a problem with what they do, what they say, or what they say they're going to do, and it just doesn't happen. That's just my opinion. So what I'm getting at is you really can't even trust a politician these days, and that's why I'm going back to what I was saying earlier, is why don't we just have the president be an animal, right? I mean, well, let's say the president is Bambi, and like I said, Bambi is a deer. you really can't love, you can't hate it, and some people probably can't love it if they don't like animals. But why can't it just be that simple? We just vote for an animal into office, and that's just my little opinion. So I don't want to kind of ramble on too much about that. I don't really want to make this video about politics, because I don't even like to talk about politics. But that's just my little opinion over my past years of life. Like I said, I lived through a lot of different presidents, and that's just how I feel. I just feel like you really can't trust a politician these days, and it's the truth, you know? No matter who it was. There's always a problem with the person being elected. And that's the same that goes for today. Do I agree with everything this guy says and this guy wants? I'm not going to say. Do I disagree? There are a few things I probably disagree about, but, you know, I'm not going to really, I'm just going to have a neutral opinion. And same goes for the female candidate. Now, like I said, I'm not going to pick sides. I'm not going to say I'm for them or for him or for her. I will just say I'm neutral, and I'll keep it as that. I don't even want to talk about my opinion. I'm not going to say if I voted or not. I'm just going to say that these days in this society, in 2024 and soon to be 2025, you can't trust either one of them. That's just the reality, and that's just my own opinion. Whether you like it or hate it, either way, that's just how I feel. So that's enough about politics, and that's just what I wanted to talk about. Now back to life. I'm enjoying life as a 40-year-old young man. Now, I'm 40 years old, but I don't feel like I look 40 years old, and the reason why is because I like to work out, I like to eat healthy, I like to take care of my body, and I think those main aspects of taking care of your body, eating the right foods, staying healthy, staying fit, staying active, keeping your mind occupied are some of the keys of life to feeling younger and feeling better in life. So that's always been my thing, and that's just always my little trick to maintaining my youth. Sorry if my car is kind of loud. It is kind of it almost sounds like a race car sometimes with the exhaust. Maybe a little bit louder than I want it to be, but at the same time, like I said, I'm a middle-aged person, but I do like to do some pulls and have a little fun every now and then. So it's always fun to hear some exhaust, even though if it is a little bit obnoxiously loud, which it is. louder for my taste. It's louder than my prior owned 2015 Subaru WRX, which only had a stock exhaust. This one sounds more like a race car. I mean, it's basically gutted. There's no catalytic converters, straight pipe exhaust, stage 2 downpipe. And I've learned more about the mods that are done to this car as I look at the car. I removed the skid plate or belly pan, whatever you want to call it, and I've noticed a lot of different modifications done to this car. Now, there is a electronic boost controller, which I already had a hunch it had, because whenever I'm under boost, it would always kind of have like this weird turbo modulation sound where it felt like it was controlling the boost. And for those of you who know that when you're running a stage 2 downpipe without cats, the main issue is you can overboost. Now, my peak boost on this vehicle is 21.9 psi, and that's with the restrictor pill removed, and also no cats. So with the electronic boost controller, what it's going to do is it's going to prevent overboost. So 21.9 is probably as high as I'd want it to go without having to worry about, you know, blowing up your turbo or blowing up your engine. So it does have a Cobb electronic boost controller, and that does help modulate the boost. Now, sometimes when I'm under throttle, like, listen here. You can really hear the turbo, and also you can hear it kind of maintaining and modulating the boost. And that's just something that I've noticed with my own ears compared to my prior owned WRXs. I didn't hear that, and that's why I had this hunch that I had an electronic boost controller, which I do have. So it's a 3-port Cobb electronic boost controller. You can get it online for around $150 to $170. And this car also has a IAG air oil separator, which is a very important mod on direct injected vehicles because it prevents blow-by, and it also helps reduce the amount of carbon buildup on your engine. So I think that, along with the electronic boost controller and the stage 2 downpipe, is just the right amount of mods and safety mechanisms to help keep this car running 100% tip-top shape. And that's just something that I like about the car, and something that makes this car a little bit more safer to drive, I think. Because if I was just running a stage 2 downpipe cat without any cats and no boost control, then there would be a huge problem where I'd run to overboost, and I would say that my peak boost would probably go above 23. And when you're running that kind of boost, you're gonna either blow apart your turbo or overboost your engine, pre-ignition. There's a multitude of things that could possibly happen. So I'm happy it has electronic boost controller. Whoever did own this car did take care of this car. There's not one single curb rash, not even a tiny dot of a ding of a dent, nothing on the rims. The rims are perfect. Now, these are just the stock 2015 premium wheels, so there's nothing special. But the fact that there's not even one single scrape or curb rash tells me that whoever did own this vehicle, either they didn't use the rims at all and they just stored it away, or they just really was careful driver in terms of driving the car and not, you know, running into the curbs and curb rashing the hell out of the vehicle. So I think whoever had this vehicle, they knew how to mod the vehicle in a smart way, and I do appreciate whoever did own this vehicle. I think they took care of it. Now, this is 2015 with 72,447 miles on the dot, so not a whole lot of miles. I sold my prior owned WRX at 60,000 miles after 6 years of ownership. So whoever did own this car, and it is a January build date, January of 2014 build date car, so it is basically a launch model with a short throw STI shifter. And like I said, whoever did own this vehicle prior, they took very good care of it, and they modded it correctly. So whoever it was, whether you see this video or you recognize the car, or you know that this car used to be yours, thank you, because you did the right amount of tasteful mods. Now, do I agree with how loud it is? Probably not, but it does sound pretty good, I will admit that. a nice little pool here. We let these cars pull ahead, so watch that boost gauge, and here we go. Beautiful. So it does have the short throw shifter, which I do appreciate, and I really don't have experience with a vehicle that doesn't have it, so I'm pretty much accustomed to how it shifts, because that's exactly how my prior owned 2015 Subaru WRX was. So either way, it's a nice option, and I think almost every WRX that was a launch model, premium model, pretty much from the factory, in my opinion, they came with the STI short throw shifter, because every single one that I've seen online, whether it be for sale or somebody owns one, it already has it. So, and this one does have it, so it's a nice option, because it does help with the shifting feel and shortens the throws, of course. So, very happy with that. Other than that, like I said, I'm enjoying life. I don't want to make this video too long, and I also don't want to make it too crazy of me driving like a maniac. I just want to kind of have some fun, do some pulls, talk about life, talk about what I talked about, and take things from there. But hope you guys are all having a nice Sunday. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your afternoon and evening. And tomorrow's the start of a new work week, and of course, in the middle of the week, we have the final result of the election. I know we are going to be waiting on a lot of states who are a little bit slow to count up all the votes. I think it's Alaska, and there's some other particular states that take a while to show their votes. But like I said, whatever happens, I don't have full control of who wins or who loses. Either way, the way I see it is, let's get through whatever we have to get through in this life. Hopefully things do get better. Hopefully these wars, whether it be the Ukraine and Russia war, ends and it's peacefully resolved, and whether it's resolved immediately, gradually. I just want things to get better in this world. I think a lot of things have gotten bad. Now personally, I think, in my general opinion, and I know a lot of people have agreed with me because I did post this on Instagram, is ever since 2020, the pandemic, everything just went to shit. Excuse my language, but it just did. I mean, people lost their jobs, people lost their lives, people lost their minds, things got expensive, and without people working, it was just hell. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. It was a very hellacious time for myself and for everybody. People lost family members. It was a very unfortunate time of this year, and even to this day, we are almost 5 years since then. We still feel the effects of what happened back then. And I think the crime, whether it be in my city, Chicago, whether it be in California, Los Angeles, Oakland, New York, it's rapidly increased. It's gotten to the point where in my area, I used to go to Chicago a couple times a year probably, maybe during Christmas and during spring and summertime. I'd check out the Willis Tower, Sears Tower as I call it. I would go to Navy Pier, Millennium Park, check out the Bean. These days, I don't think the city is as safe as it was, like I said, in my childhood days when, like, let's say Mayor Daley was the mayor. But like I said, going back to how things turned to crap in 2020, I think that things have just gotten a lot more crazy. And that's the truth, like I said, for a lot of different areas, not just my area in Chicago. It's the truth for a lot of different areas. Whether you talk about Oakland, California, Los Angeles, California, which is where my brother is from, New York, some parts in Philadelphia that are pretty dangerous. I mean, the world is not the same, you know? I think that people are truly, hate to say it, but they're losing their mind, you know? and I don't want to talk negatively, but if you think about all these shootings and assaults on people for absolutely no reason, people just walking down the street, just minding their own business, and just getting punched in the face or racially profiled, it's out of control, man. It's to the point where it's just like, it's just not the same society that I remember when I was younger. It's out of control. Now, whether that can be fixed, I don't know. But all I can say is I just hope that this world turns around some point in time. I don't know how we're going to do it. And like I said, going back to the presidency, whether they're going to be able to fix it or not, I really can't say, because there's so much that needs to be fixed in this world, and the economy and mental health, the wars. There's just so much to talk about. This video could be hours long, and I don't want to make it that long. But either way, the way I see it is, whatever happens, let's get through life. Let's have a wonderful upcoming Thanksgiving. Spend time with family, enjoy the moment. Love everybody, appreciate everybody, forgive people, don't live in the past, live in the present moment, and just take each day as they come, which is what I do in this life. So until then, hope you guys enjoyed this little mindful video of me kind of speaking my mind and just talking about a multitude of things that I felt like I wanted to get off my chest. So until then, appreciate all the support, thank you for watching, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take things from there. Peace out. Enjoy your Sunday. Later, guys.